chat, it is freaking cold outside. God. This is why I was like, dude, I'm not ready to get up today. I'm too cold, tired, etc., etc. Yeah, hello. Capture card's back. Hello. Let me get the keyboard out of the way so I can get more space on the desk. Alright, so let's go over what we're gonna do today. We are going to mod our Xbox 360 here, specifically with hang on a second. How do you zoom out with just your mouse? Is that possible? Ah, screw it. I'll just enlarge the window. Okay. Let's start over again. Alright, today we're gonna mod our Xbox with the RGH 3.0 hack. Now, what is RGH 3.0? First of all, RGH stands for Reset Glitch Hack. It is a hardware mod that basically Xbox 360 is unfortunately quite secure in terms of software. Almost all of its mods. I can't speak today. I think it's because I just woke up. Yeah, most of the mods throughout its lifespan are all hardware mods because of how secure the 360 is, and it looks like the only ways people have found to like fully break the system open is to do it through hardware. And so that's what we're gonna do today. This is gonna be my first Xbox 360 mod. It's not originally I was gonna do VATs because those were apparently easier. I'm not sure. In terms of earlier hardware modding, Reset Glitch Hack originally for 1.0 and 2.0 required an additional glitch chip for this to work. With RGH 3.0, you only need 2 wires. More specifically, this Xbox 360 variant is a Corona variant. Yes, I know, funny name. I was gonna pick up a Trinity model, but like all the Trinity models I saw were like 4 gigabytes, and like none of them include the AC or the controller. At least what at the thrift store I was at, anyways. So I ended up having to pick up this Corona instead. How do you identify whether or not you have a Corona or a Trinity? First of all, let's bring up the model cheat sheet here. Basically, the easiest way to identify an Xbox without opening the board is to look at what PSU or what power the system is rated for. So we look at the bottom left here. So basically everything before all the 6-pin ones you see back here, they're all Xbox 360 FATs. And the one we want to look at is these two with the 2 prongs. So it's all the way from Trinity to Winchester. Winchester is like the latest. Winchester and Stingray, I think they're both like elite, like the later models. Let's see, what are they called? 360E. Or is that just the Stingray? Yeah, it's a Stingray and Winchester. Yeah, that's it. So apparently it's not recommended to get anything higher than Stingray, because Winchester currently still is not hackable. Now, as for how you would identify between Trinity and Corona is you would look at the power ratings back here. So without even opening the board, you can see by just looking at the power rating. I can, yep, there we go. 12 volt, 9.6 amp. And as you can see on the chart there, 12 volt, 9.6 amp is Corona. There were like two Trinity, two Coronas at the thrift store I visited. I picked up this Xbox, by the way, for like I think it was like $40 or $50, including the controller, Connect, AC, and the console itself. Now, as for the console itself, it's actually in fine physical shape. Like, it could. Initially, I thought it actually looked pristine, but then I looked closer. Like for example, if you look at the 360 badge here, I don't know what happened here. Like, almost looks like rust. Like, it's not quite rust, but like, it's the type of thing that I'd see on the water damage board or something. But like, clearly that's not it. But I don't know. So I don't know what that is. Like, it just does not look quite right. And yeah, there are a few scuff marks on the console itself as well. Let me zoom. Adjust the focus there. Yeah, there are definitely some scuff marks there. But yeah, anyways, now, before I get started, I would just like to mention, we might be missing one major component here. The 360, specifically the Corona version, I believe this wasn't mentioned in the RGH 3.0 guide. And that's why I missed it, because I only read the equipment needed part. But apparently for Corona, aside from the resistor and the NAND programmer, you also need something called a post-fix frame, which apparently inserts into like a very narrow slot in between the CPU and the motherboard. I did not read that. However, I did pick up the executor X clamp thingy. So apparently we might need this frame if we have a layer revision of the Corona, which would be really annoying if that's the case. We won't be able to find out until we get to the board. Like, we need to be able to see this part first. Now, as for today's tutorial, we'll be mostly following through Mr. Mario's video. I was going to rely solely on. Usually, I prefer to solely rely on written guides, but in terms of hardware hacks, I think it might be easier for me to just follow through with the video instead. All right. Without further ado, let's get started. I think we need to disassemble the thing first.
Art. So here we go. Getting into this at the beginning is pretty easy. What you'll need to do is start removing.
Why is it lagging so bad? Hang on. By the way, you might have noticed a little frame I have for the browser now. Yeah, I made that myself last night. I basically took like a Macintosh window frame and then I just photoshopped it myself. Otherwise, I was gonna just buy like a preset 1.5 for the border, but none of them look good to me. So
the grates.
I made my own.
Bottom, remove the smallest one, which is hiding the hard drive, and pull out the.
Alright, hang on. What?
So here we go. Getting into this at the beginning is pretty easy. What you'll need to do is start removing the grates. At the bottom, remove these.
Rates. Right. So at the bottom, there's one for the hard drive, it seems. Okay, just pops out like that. Let me see if I can. Yep, okay. So remove the hard drive.
smallest one, which is hiding the hard drive, and pull out the hard drive if you have a hard drive installed in this console.
That's
Then
what a hard
just
drive
pull
looks
out
like, huh?
the rest of the grate. That can easily be done with your fingers. Now what you want to do for this top grate here is you'll want to use something flat that you have. As you can see, I'm actually using that X-clamp removal tool, but you can easily use something like a flathead screwdriver to just pop.
You know what? Since we have the X-clamp, why not? Right, so this is the X-clamp. This is supposed to remove the CPU clamp easier. It was not easy to get this thing. At least for where I am right now. Anyways, so this along the adapter frame, I have to order from China, and ordering from China is not the easiest thing here. You know, because of where I live. Yeah.
Pop off that grate.
And the entire grate just comes off. I'm like very paranoid when I do this, especially with a metal object to plastic. I have a feeling I might break the tab off. Or heck, you even break the grill, like the plastic part. Okay, lifting it straight up is easier than... Yeah, there we go.
Now,
Okay.
this part and the next part I'm going to show you, in my opinion, are the most annoying parts of disassembling this system.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna need a pry tool as well, like a thinner one, because this clearly won't go through the hole. You're consuming beer and bar snacks. Awesome. That's just a metal spudger. No, the thing about the X clamp is this part. It looks like any other wrench that you might have, but apparently it's very specific in the way it's designed. Hang on a second, let me grab a... Like, a lot of people swear by the X clamp compared to using other more homemade tools, is because of how specific this thing is designed compared to if you use like a regular clamp, or what's it called? Some other also have tried to use something like screwdriver. Apparently those end up damaging the board quite easily.
It's going to be removing the rest of the bottom pieces right here. Now there is this flat black matte covering, and you'll kind of have to go in there through these holes that you'll see, and there's just going to be some tabs that are going to be attached to the top and bottom of the console that you need to work on popping. I noticed here, once I had it loose enough, I honestly just used a little bit of force, and it was able to come off like that.
Oh god.
So there we go.
Yeah,
we have the bottom piece
I
off.
hate this part about the Xbox disassembly in general, because even in fat models, opening the Xbox is always the worst thing ever. Where's Angie? I don't have Angie, really? Oh, I mean, there's Reiji. You can use Reiji. You could bend a thick metal into 25 degrees or something, and punch a hole through it. Yeah, but like, it's effort. It's easier to just buy the tool, you know? Like, yeah, it takes like a week to get here, but like, whatever. Most important thing is that I have this now. The slightly more annoying thing is I didn't know I need the postfix adapter frame. I might need it anyways. I just made a rush order last night. Have it like directly shipped here, Taiwan, and like that's gonna take like a weekend minimum still. How am I gonna get in here?
Off. Now to pull out, but you can easily use something I'm going to show you, in my opinion, are the most annoying parts of disassembling this system. It's going to be removing the rest of the bottom pieces right here. Now there is this flat black matte covering, and you'll kind of have to go in there through these holes that you'll see.
Okay. Oh, my roommates are gone, so I'm just blasting music. It's very fun, maybe a little uncozy. How could something be uncozy? Let me switch to music and it's a little bit more upbeat. Not just for the heck of it. Where is the thing? I just thought it's gonna make me crazy to have to wait weeks for something only for only to realize I forgot another tool. Yeah, the postfix frame adapter unfortunately isn't something that I can just get by, unlike the executor clamp, X clamp. Because the postfix adapter frame, if we actually need this in this revision, then it's not going to be easy to just get around, because it is quite literally a PCB, like with actual traces in it. So without it, like it's technically still doable without a postfix adapter frame. Like it's allegedly really annoying and difficult. Hey, wait a second. Wait, what? I thought I flipped to the other side.
Disassembling this system, it's going to be removed. Now this part and the next part I'm going to
okay, so I guess both sides needs to come off. Okay. Oh, I guess we'll start here first then. It's actually already slightly lifted. Oh, great. Yeah, I love these plastic things that we have to pull. Does it make the hack reset whenever you turn off the console or something about PCB hack? No, like you specifically needed to get to a very specific point of the post. So basically the reset glitch hack, it works, how it works is, it probes the system CPU at a very specific time when the system is posting. And the way it works is that it basically tricks the system into booting modified code due to the basically think of it like as if there's a mem compare function, right? And when it zaps the CPU at a very specific point, it would make that memory compare return at 1 instead of 0. And the reset glitch hack requires, at least 3.0 version, requires a certain signal from during when the system is posting, and that point is hidden in like a later revision of Corona. At least that's my understanding of it anyways. Man, how do Xbox technicians get into this thing when they need to service it? Like, you figure they would make it like slightly easier to repair for the technicians, but like they have to get through this impenetrable plastic layer first. Jesus.
Show you, in my opinion, are the most annoying parts of disassembling this system. It's going to be removing the rest of the bottom pieces. Now there is this flat black mat covering, and you'll kind of have to go in there through these holes that you'll see, and there's just going to be some tabs that are going to be attached to the top and bottom.
I'm trying to figure out where the tabs
that
are.
you need to work on popping. I noticed here, once I had it loose enough, I honestly just used a little bit of force, and it...
Okay. These type of things are annoying because you know you're gonna destroy the tabs. Especially fat consoles. Almost all the fat consoles people have mentioned have like broken tabs. And like when I was working on mine as well, my fat ones as well, they were like annoying to open, and like almost always the tab break off. Oh, okay. Sounds like a few more tabs are off now. Oh, okay. Okay, we have half of it off. Zero Miku emotes? I mean, we could add some, I guess. I haven't felt the need to yet. Don't tell Drifter. This is Neuro, by the way, not Miku. This was used in the anniversary stream. It was made by PP. Oh yeah, waifus are Mikus. True. Oh, okay. We're halfway there. Oh, not put back the tabs in the grill, are you? I'm like trying really hard not to like damage the thing. Hello, hello. How are you supposed to get to this last part? This part I can understand, but like this part, there's like nowhere I can just... Oh, you mean like, yeah. This part, I mean, I guess we could ignore it when we put it back together, I guess. Let's see. Wait, but without this part, I think we might not be able to put this grill back on. Which, I mean, I guess it's optional, but still. I mean, it's not like anyone's gonna be able to see the top and bottom anyways. Well, top maybe, but like not bottom. We're gonna be spending like 30 minutes just on this opening this thing alone. This is one of the more annoying consoles I've ever opened. Oh. Damn it. It's more like 7 minutes. We'll see. This is my first time opening this Corona console, so. Apparently Eagle, Vito had Eagle Star Karaoke yesterday, or the day before. I missed it. I did listen to some of it. I'm not a huge fan of how Evil sounds right now. It sounds very flat. I mean, she. Up. Alright, what do we put on next? Yeah, it's been a while since I last listened to, this cover. They call it Corona because it's when they're designing their while drinking Corona. Corona isn't even good. To me, anyways. I don't like beer.
It was able to come off like that. So there we go.
Is this rim also supposed to come off? I think so, because like, look, it's already started to come off.
We have the bottom piece off. Now we just need to do it one more time at the top. Now,
oh God, ow. Ah. Wait, if the rim is also supposed to come off, can I just take the rim and wouldn't this also pop off? Is there a disassembly guide on the console mods? I'm not seeing it, if there is one. Yep, I don't see one. Oh. Okay. Almost there. I keep like trying to like peep my head over to see the insides. That's probably a bad idea. Oh God. Okay, that finally came off. God, I felt like I was destroying the console. Jesus. Yeah, no wonder why that last part was so hard to come off. That was a huge tab. What the heck? Okay, so like the rim should also just come off. right?
Execution.
I mean, I guess we don't need to remove the rim. Okay. I feel like this side might be slightly easier. Alright, back to Nintendo music we go. Music to fall asleep to. Does it say anything about
Now
removing
again,
the-
it's going to be about the same thing here, where there's going to be these little holes that you can slide a flathead tool into, and there's going to be tabs that you're going to be releasing. Once you end up getting it here, there you go. In my opinion, those are the two hardest parts.
Okay. There's no side easier, and this is disassembly. Good to know. Awesome. Oh god. I hate disassembling this thing so much. What was the other console that I hated disassembling? I think all the 6th generation, or is it 7th generation? 7th generation, I think. 6th generation. I don't know. All the consoles from this generation are like annoying to take apart. I think the PS3 was okay, or at least the slim one. The fat PS3 had like a tons of screw though. But like at least I don't have to pry anything off. So what was the other console that I had a hard time opening? I still feel like the 360 series, any of them 360s, are like the most annoying. Come on. I'm totally gonna be destroying the plastic here. Like, how could a technician open this thing without destroying the plastic? Imagine being a repair technician back in the day of the 360 era. Not only do we have to deal with like fat consoles getting red ring, you also have to deal with this thing. Oh god, okay. Oh god. Thin plastic parts also make me very uncomfortable. I feel like I'm about to break the plastic. Oh god, ow. Ah, that hit my finger. Okay, now it's just this side that's refusing to come off. Oh god, okay. Here we go. Woo.
Taking apart the console. So the rest of it is pretty easy if you have the right pieces. Now at the top of the console is the Wi-Fi board. Just take your T10 security bit
T10?
and unscrew the single screw here.
Okay. Where's my screwdriver? Right. Does this set have a T10? Ooh, looks like we do. Okay. Looks like no one's gone in here yet, because I saw the warranty sticker being still there, and there's a lot of dust inside. There we go. One T10.
Here, holding this down. Once you have it unscrewed, remove the Wi-Fi board and just pop these somewhere safe.
Just lift up. Okay.
Once that's done, there's these two tabs. We are not done with the tabs
Wait.
yet. What I do, these are...
Is that literally... It's not quite USB, but it looks like USB. Like it's slightly longer than USB. Huh. That's interesting.
pretty easy to get to is I kind of just pop these here, make sure they are released, and then I take the bottom of the console and kind of externally move it to the top, or kind of just covering it like you can see right there.
Okay. Great, more prying. Good to know. So, apparently it's like... there? Barely see it. Hang on. There are the tabs. Focus. Yeah. Okay. How do I do this while showing it to the camera? Okay, it might be easier if I remove the rim first. The rim should also just come off. Should. Yeah, it's also held in by tabs, I see. Yeah, as you can see, there's a tab here that's holding the rim down. For this, I think I'm gonna switch to a plastic tool instead. I should have been doing that in the first place when dealing with plastic is plastic. But since the video was also using metal, I just kind of used the metal one instead. Whoop. Okay, maybe this plastic tool isn't quite adequate. Yeah, okay. I don't have long enough plastic tool for this. Oh, back to metal we go. Sure didn't take long for me to fall back to using this. Can I do this without removing the rim? Oh, you're not gonna be able to see most of this. How do you lift the bottom half?
Once you have it unscrewed, remove the Wi-Fi board and just pop these somewhere safe. Once that's done, there's these 2 tabs. We are not done with the tabs yet. What I do, these are pretty easy to get to, is I kind of just pop these here, make sure they are released, and then I take the bottom of the console.
Yeah, the problem is we can't just like slide in from the side because the rim is still there. I have to remove the rim. Damn it. God. Okay, we got one side up. Dog, what is this plastic? Oh my god. Why they need so many tabs? Ah. Jeez. Ow, my fingers. I'm just gonna keep that there. Okay, it might be easier if we try to release the tab from the side instead. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's come off. One more tab here. Okay. Okay, so the key is to release the tabs somehow. If you can see them. It's not entirely feasible for this side though, because yeah, you literally cannot see the tabs from this side. Oh. Okay, one more tab. Come on. Ow. Come on. Oh, Finally. God. Oh, that was difficult. That's warmed me up so much, I think I'm gonna take my coat off. It's getting... I'm warming up. Like, literally. This is like 11 degrees outside, Celsius. That might not be cold to some of you, but that is very cold for me. Especially when I live in a subtropical area. Okay. Now we can just remove the tab here. Hopefully. Oh. Okay, this is so much easier than the other tabs once we remove the rim.
And kind of externally move it to the top, or kind of just covering it like you can see right there,
The coldest
just to
you
make
could
it easier when we're working
take
on
is
the other
16
side.
degrees.
There's 2 more tabs on the
Yeah.
bottom of the system. One of them is easier to get to, and the other one, it's not impossible, but it's much harder to get to. So I'm going to show you all a little trick. But the first tab, just like the other ones, you can just go in and release it.
I
And
didn't even
if
see
you're
the
able
other
to
tab.
get
Where is
down
it?
to the second tab, that is totally fine. But for the second tab, if you have a really small round tool or bit or a push pin or even a paper clip, I'm going to show you a really easy way that you can pop this. Now it's a little bit difficult to find, and there is this label here which we are going to have to pop a hole in the label, but once you find the hole and pop it in, it will release that hidden tab easily. So you can kind of find it right about there, and you're going to feel for it. And once you feel it, as you can see,
Okay, so let's try to remove that first tab first. I don't even see the first tab. Where is it? I think I have to remove... right, I have to remove this rim again. Oh. Awesome. Good to know. I hate these rims. Ow, my hand. I know you guys can't see shit. Hang on. Come on. Alright, my desk is starting to get filled up with all these plastic bits. The frames and the grills. Oh, we haven't even gone inside yet. Jesus. I'm definitely not putting anything of the tabs back on this cursed console. Yeah. God. Legitimately, I feel like I'm about to break things. And not in a ragey way, but like in a I might actually break the tabs when opening this kind of way. Okay, I see there's a plastic tab here. I might be able to release it from here. Okay, I can. Now you can vaguely see the plastic tabs inside if you look very closely. Like you can see one here. Like you can barely see it though. Like, it is so hidden. I want some sushi. I've had like so much sushi over the last few weeks already though. There's a stupid Gura event. Sushio, a famous Japanese sushi chain, specifically Taiwan, is collaborating with Gura, and like they're carrying merch every week. Like you have to spend like a minimum amount of like $15 or $20, $25, depending on what week the event is on. Oh, God. I'll show you the Gura merch in a little bit, but after I open this damn thing, oh my God. I feel like this music is perfect for how silly this thing is. Please. Come on, I heard the tab snap just there. God. Oh wait, you can see the tab from here. Oops. Oh. It would be nice to know like a minute ago. This side is up. The more annoying side is this because I can't see. I can see like one tab over here. I don't know if I can get to it from here. I'm gonna get my flashlight actually. I might need some more direct light source. So that I can actually see what the tab looks like from here. Okay, maybe not this bright. That's a little better. Yeah, you guys won't be able to see what I'm seeing, unfortunately, because the angle. Basically, there's a tab here and here that we need to release. Like, it's very hard because this metal part is in the way. It's like it's here. Ow. Man, how do we get there? Like, it's in a very difficult location. I don't think I actually pry the thing. I think the best I can do is just pull and hope for the best. Oh, God damn it, this tab went back in. Get out of there. I feel like this tab is about to come off. Ow. you see my finger? Look. Ah, all these tab pulling. Like, it looks like the tab is off, but like I still can't pull it out for whatever reason. I don't have anything. Maybe I can use my screwdriver. That will help. Maybe this is thin enough. Oh, okay, yeah, that was thin enough. Whew. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's easier if you just release the tab yourself with a smaller tool like this. Okay, I'm putting these freaking rail thingy out of the way. Your finger is blushing. That's one way to put it. Hey, by the way. Oh, these are replaceable? Because I think I have a spare SSD that I can use. Although, this is 250 gigs. The SSD I have is 128. Well, we'll look into this later. Because I'm sure anything beats a mechanical hard drive, I guess. It's just using SATA, I think, so.
You just push in a tool or bit or two. So I'm going to show.
So there's this tab here. You can at least kind of see that. Right? I think it's this. I think? Is that even a tab? No, that's a Kensington lock. What?
Show you all a little right there, just to make it easier when we're working on the other side. There's two more tabs on the bottom of the system. One of them is easier to get to, and the other one, it's not impossible, but it's much harder to get to.
Oh, right. No, never mind. There it is. It's like way inside there. Yeah, there's one there. Okay, that one's not that difficult to get to, I think. Okay, we'll leave that there. As for the other tab, allegedly it's like here or something. A hole.
So I'm going to show you all a little trick, but the first tab, just like the other ones, you can just go in and release it. And if you're able to get down to the second tab, that is totally fine. But for the second tab, if you have a really small round tool or bit or a push pin or even a paper clip, I'm going to show you a really easy way that you can pop this. Now it's a little bit difficult to find, and there is this label here which we are going to have to pop a hole in the label, but once you find the hole and pop it in, it will release that hidden tab easily. So you can kind of find it right about there.
Like here? Oh yeah, I feel it. Okay.
There, and you're going to feel for it. And once you feel it, as you can see, you just push into that hole and you're able to release that second tab. Removing the bottom of the system is pretty easy. Just remove.
Yeah, we should probably just remove this. I assume there's a warranty sticker there. Is the warranty sticker still here? We know no one's gone inside this thing yet. Let me just keep the sticker on the side there. Might be able to put it back on later. Not sure. We'll see. Oop. I have no idea how hard it is to record this thing. Oh god. Okay, you really had to push it in. Whew. Okay, now what?
Move it like that, and
Okay, so the bottom half of the console. Where's the bottom? This is the bottom.
make sure that you are careful when doing it, of course. If you want to here, you could also remove the faceplate and just be really careful.
While we're here, let's clean up the dust on here. Might not be able to see it well on camera, but it's a little dusty. It's not horrible though. Okay.
Careful when doing this. There's also just going to be similar tabs like this on the other side, and you can kind of just wiggle it around and release it. But the reason why I'm saying be careful is because there's going to be a ribbon connector. As you can see, it is connected to the RF board, and we just need to be really careful when disconnecting this.
Oh, great. Okay, there's a ribbon cable. My arch nemesis when disassembling things. So it is held down by tabs. Can we just... Okay, we can release these tabs. I cannot see anything in there. Hang on, I'm gonna have to do this off camera, because, it's a bit hard to hold the camera, and hold the flashlight and the console at the same time. Yep. I tether this to... I guess I can. Hang on. Let me tether this to the holder here. Somehow my LED light isn't like bright enough to see the insides of this thing. So I have to use this additional flashlight. It was like super bright. I think it's like, what, 1200 nits? Or 1500? Or at least that's the maximum it can go. It's supposed to be like used for bikes. Outdoors use. That was like super expensive as well. I think this flashlight cost me like $60 or something. Not cheap. Oh god. Okay, there we go.
This is exactly how I do it here. You have to be really careful, make sure you're not just ripping it off. Very easy to make that mistake, but just do something like this and you're able to take it out. Easy as that. And now
Okay, I see the ribbon cable now. To here. I guess we don't need to be this close. Oop. I say that as I zoom in. Here we go. It's really hard to control the camera from down here. I guess we could use a tweezer for this. My tweezer. Question, where is my tweezer? Hang on a second. There we go. Okay. That's off. Whew. Okay. Next thing.
now you can separate the faceplate. With our console upside down, we need to take our T10 screwdriver bit and remove 5 long black screws so we can actually get into the system itself.
So T10 again. What the heck is this music? Alright. I think this is a... Oop. T10. No, that's H2. T10. T10.
If you want to take out all the screws right now, you can do that as well too, but I'm just taking off the 5 black ones so we can get into the system here initially.
So black screws, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, this thing is really stubborn. 2. Not now, alarm. Get out of here. Three. 4. These are some long boys, by the way. Okay.
Getting into the console here is easy enough. Just lift off like that, and there you go. You're part of the way in. We can work on removing a few.
Wait, really? Was that to hold the top case off?
Things here. Remove 5 long black screws so we can actually get into the system itself. If you want to take out all the screws right now, you can do that as well too, but I'm just taking off the 5 black ones so we can get into the system here initially. Getting into the console here is easy enough. Just lift off like that, and there you go. You're part of the way in. We can
Just
work on
lift it up.
removing a
I'm
few
feeling some
things
force,
here,
though.
such.
Oh, never mind. Off it goes. Mine looks slightly different than his. Mine has this additional shielding.
As the DVD drive. Just go here, disconnect the.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove the shielding first. How will I do that? Okay, this is just lift up. Yeah, just lift up. Okay. Ooh, I'm already getting some dust on my shirt. Yeah, this thing is dusty. Clean this off over here. By the way, my iron has been heating up next to me this entire time. Like, we've not even been able to use this yet. Sorry, iron.
Power, disconnect the SATA cable, and that's about it. Just remove the DVD drive.
Okay. Using a plier might be easier for this. I really need to get like a better, a better plier that's better suited for your job. This is not ideal for pulling things. Okay. Focus. There we go. I can't really grip onto the thing with my plier. Try to grab onto the sides instead of the wire, by the way. Just in case. Usually, you can't really, you won't really usually break off the wires from the socket that easily, but like, you know, just in case. Like, that's never happened to me before, so. The reason why I say this pliers is not ideal is because it then sometimes ends up breaking the socket. Or whatever this thing is called. this plastic part. Alright, come out, please. It doesn't help when I have very short nails. There we go. God.
For the
It just lifts out? Really? Yeah. That was easy. So many components were removed from my Xbox. It's actually starting to pile up next to me.
plastic pieces back here, you can remove that top screw for the hard drive, as well as a screw behind the system that is holding the rest of it in place.
Okay. So this is also a T10. I'm glad they use the same bit throughout the entire system, even though it's not Philips. Another one back here.
Flipping the system back around, at this point just remove the rest of the T10 screws securing in the motherboard, and after that we're going to remove the black T8 screws that are going to be securing in the
Okay, so more silver T10 screws. Start from here. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. We still have not been able to get inside this thing yet. Jesus. Maybe I'm just bad. That's what it is. That was difficult for both my finger and my screwdriver molder. Okay. Out of the way.
the X clamp.
I think we need TA next. T8 in this. Don't worry.
There's two more T8 screws right here, and these are the ones that are holding in the RF board. Just
Remove the black screws as well. Yeah, he did. So 4 T8 black screws. This one, unfortunately, I have to use my hand as opposed to the electric screwdriver. Now the 2 additional T8 screws at the front here. Great. That screw just flew off into the room. At least I saw where it went, unlike most screws. I fly across the room.
There's 2 more T8 screws right here, and these are the ones that are holding in the RF board. Just unscrew these 2 and then remove the RF board, and you can start removing the motherboard itself. Once the RF board has been removed, you'll see that all these other pieces are going to come off easily enough, so just take that off.
This? Okay. Let's dust this thing off real quick.
Fan is still going to be in place, but we're going to remove the plastic piece back there for the hard drive and DVD drive. And we can now remove the motherboard itself. So this is a little bit annoying and kind of tricky to do, but you'll kind of just need to do this at an angle here, pulling it forward. And it's going to feel like it's not really going to pop out, but it will pop out. Just be kind of consistent with it.
What angle is he doing it from? Here?
And you'll be able to remove it. And we can now remove the motherboard itself. So this is a little bit
maybe tackle it from the side. It is so secure to the board that makes me think that I have unremoved screws. I do not see any. So is it actually just that tied down to the board somehow? Did I use glue or something? What the heck?
annoying and kind of tricky to do, but you'll kind of just need to do this at an angle here, pulling it forward. And it's going to feel like it's not really going to pop out, but it will pop out. Just be kind of consistent with it, and you'll be able to remove it. All right, that off.
When did he remove
Back
the
around
RF board?
console. Securing in the motherboard, and after that we're going to remove the black T8 screws that are going to be securing in the X-clamp. There's 2 more T8 screws right here, and these are the ones that are holding in the RF board. Just unscrew these 2 and then remove the RF board, and you can start removing the motherboard itself.
Okay. Does it just pop off? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it turns out you really need to do that because the RF board was connecting with the motherboard with this socket. You would not be able to remove that board if you didn't remove the RF board as well. Okay. Okay. Oh, God, finally.
Once the RF board has been removed, you'll move it. Alright, now it's time for the Xbox 360E. Just like before, what you want to do is go to the bottom of the system. Once we have the motherboard pulled out, we also need to disconnect the fan itself. So this is easy enough, just find where the fan is connected to. It might be a little bit difficult, but pull out the fan connector and that should be about it.
Okay, they were not kidding when they said it's gonna be a little difficult. This fan header is like stuck in place. Holy shit. How did they get this thing on there? Like so tightly. God. Jeez. Almost felt like I was about to yank the header out.
Now here we go, we're going to hit the dreaded X-clamp, but if you have the X-clamp removal tool, this is made much easier. All you need to do is take the tool and slide it into where the X-clamp is. You don't want to slide it underneath where you're touching the motherboard, but you kind of want to slot it in like that. You're going to then kind of push downwards and towards the X-clamp, and it's going to release it. So just like I'm showing right here, you're going to pop off one side.
Oh yeah, that's so much
work
easier
on
with the X-clamp
side,
tool.
work on another side, and by the time you get 3 of these off, the 4th one should come off with absolutely no need to have the tool. So it makes this process much, much simpler. The X-clamp, and it's going to release it. So just like I'm showing right here, you're going to pop off one side, work on the opposite side.
Alright, calm down with the victory music. We're not there yet. Don't play the failure music. Yeah, I can see why this is preferable because, like, if you imagine if you did this with like a regular screwdriver or whatever, or a wrench, yeah, it's definitely gonna damage the board. Not that I feel like this isn't damaging the board either. But it's definitely doing it like in a way less damaging manner. Oh god. Whew. Okay.
Work on another side, and by the time you get 3 of these off, the 4th one should come off with absolutely no need to have the tool. So it makes this process much, much simpler. From here, you just gently lift the motherboard if you have this upside down, and there we go. We now have the heatsink separated, which is what we need. Real quick, if you have a Xbox 360E and you're at this point, take a look at the RAM chips here. This is going to be important. Now, big shout out and thank you to Octal for letting me know about this and providing this image, but if your RAM looks like this, where it is WinBond branded, keep this in mind because during the RGH process, it's going to be very important for one specific setting. If your RAM does not show up as WinBond brand, you can continue on just fine, but if it does show up as WinBond brand, like shown in this photo on the side, just keep that in mind until we get to the RGH steps. While we're here, just so we don't get gunk all over the place, let's go ahead and remove this old thermal paste. So this is where everybody kind of has their own methods on here. If you want to use something just such as isopropyl alcohol to do this, you can do that just fine. For me, I prefer to use Arctic Clean. I'm just kind of used to that, that's what I use. And all I use is the #1 solution. Drop a few drops on it here, wait a little bit, and then you can use something like a paper towel to remove the old thermal paste. You might have
this
to
thermal
use
paste is
this
like
a
really
few
stuck
times.
on
So
there.
typically, I'll do this.
Like, this is very old thermal paste. And almost it's like it's been there for a decade. Things is like dried up. How am I hearing boss music? I would use Arctic Clean, but like, I have to order them extra. I used to have Arctic Clean otherwise. It was actually pretty great compared to using just isopropyl alcohol. How many rounds does this take? Still bringing up quite a bit of residue there. I have no context for this music whatsoever. What the hell's going on in this music? Alright, I think that's enough. Okay, there's still some residue, but like, I don't think I'm ever gonna get the rest of that residue off. Like, looks visibly fine enough. Okay. For itself. Yeah, this gunk is like fully dried out. I love Donkey Kong music. Well, these the SNES ones anyways. just realized you guys can even see what I see. Okay.
2, maybe 3 times. At least for this here, I've noticed for the big stuff, it helps to use something flat like paper towel, and then for the smaller edges here, you can use something like a Q-tip to clean this off just fine. But you just want to make sure you do this a few times, so you're going to get everything removed. Now you can use the number 2 solution, which is the purifier. Alright, so now let's get our actual wiring solution set up. First of all, we're going to grab the resistor, and we're just going to trim it down. Depending on what your preference is, it doesn't really matter what the length of these resistor legs is, just trim it down to your own liking. But this is kind of what I did here. I just end up taking this, and you're going to solder a bit of wire to each side of the resistor. So the way I do it is, I found this worked easy enough. I just took the resistor leg, snipped it down, put it in a little bit of that flux, then ended up tinning it with solder. And at that point, I did the same thing with a piece of wire. I just stripped back the wire, put it in some of that flux, tinned it, and then soldered the two together.
Okay.
Once you get some wire tacked on there, you also want to just test it a little bit and make sure it's not going to fall apart. If you feel uneasy about your work, just go in and touch up on this, use more solder if you need to. You just want to make sure this is all good and it's not going to be falling apart or going anywhere. Once you do that on one side, to no surprise, we're going to do it on the other side. Just go ahead, trim the leg, and then for your resistor leg and the wire, make sure they are exposed, flux them, tin them, solder them together. The same thing. You're going to notice here that I'm using a much shorter wire length on one leg as opposed to the other. That's because I know this shorter wire I'm going to solder to near the front of the Xbox 360 itself, and the longer wire we're just going to kind of figure where it goes and then trim it back as needed.
Hang on a second, let me grab my pad. I don't want to damage the freaking mouse pad here.
Awesome. Everything's looking good. Everything's feeling good. Here, I choose to clean it off as well. So I just take some isopropyl alcohol, take some Q-tips, and just clean off as easy as that. Nothing too big here. So here we go. Now it is time to insulate this. What you want to do is make sure none of your resistor or the resistor leg is showing.
How long should this be?
And I'm choosing to use heat shrink tubing. Now, if you haven't used this before or you haven't used it too much like me, what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of taking a barbecue grill lighter and running it at one of the lower settings, and then I'm giving it some distance, like I'm keeping it a good amount underneath the wire itself. It's hard to tell here on camera, but I promise there's probably at least an inch or so of length there. The flame is not touching this. I'm really stressing this here because if you get it too close, if you get the heat too close, you will undo your work and you'll have to do this again with another resistor and some more wire. Go ahead, ask me how I know. But either way, once you have all of this set up here, as you can see, it's going to look a little something like that. You should be able to tell that it's going to shrink with heat, like the name of it says, and once it is all good, you can kind of do another bit of a test again once it's cooled down, and as long as your wires aren't popping off, nothing is disconnected, you should be all good. On the bottom side of your motherboard, there's going to...
Okay. It doesn't really specify the length. I guess I'll just... Does this say on the wiki? Oh, it doesn't say. I guess we'll cut like this long. This is a 28 centimeter board. Okay. cut off around here. And then we're gonna trim the wire. A wire trimmer. Stripper. So the wire I have here is slightly thicker than the one specified in the wiki, so I don't know if that's gonna matter. I hope not. Like the wiki specified 28 to 30 gauge. The one I have is like 24 or something. Let me check. No, 22. That's like quite a bit thicker than what the wiki specifies. So I don't know if that's gonna be okay or not. We'll see. Because I could not find thin wires. At least without approaching the staff about it. The electronic parts store. On. Let me strip the damn thing. Ow. Ah. Ow, my finger. Ow. There we go. I think this is my first ever wire where I got like a single core wire, as the wiki specifically mentions single core recommended. This is my first time ever using one. I guess single core means like it's one wire, and as opposed to like multiple small wires. Right, so let's get our solder ready. I love Funky's theme. Great. Roll off, please. Let's tin this leg real quick. Oh, stop rolling off, please. God, please. Hello, stick, please. Probably should have trimmed the resistor leg off later. I mean, that looks sufficiently tin, right? Right? We'll see. Ever so slightly out of focus. Does that look good enough? I mean, it's on there. Certainly not going anywhere. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's try the other side now. I keep getting like weather warning on my phone. Like, yeah, I get it, it's cold. I noticed. I like it be on the camera there. Gotta zoom out a little bit. Okay, that's slightly better. I'm not quite happy with that. Hang on. Okay, yeah, that looks a little better. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a... I do have heat shrink tube, but I don't have a lighter. So I don't know if using an iron will be a bad idea. We'll see. Grab my... I'm gonna put it somewhere else. Find it. Yeah. I don't know where I put my box of heat shrink. The automatic. Oh wait, no, no, ah. Originally, I was just gonna get like, you know, a specific size of heat shrink. I ended up getting like a box of heat shrink because I saw this. I was like, that could be useful in the future. I guess this yellow one would be enough. No bigger. Red? Yeah, that looks good enough. Alright, moment of truth. Time to see if this botched idea would work. So we don't want to put like too close. Yeah, we don't want to put it on the plastic. I'm smelling plastic already. Okay, I probably shouldn't be inhaling this. Or I shouldn't be inhaling this. Yeah, this would definitely be better if you have a lighter. I don't. Hello? Why aren't you shrinking more? Come on. And you shrink it a little bit more. Yeah, it's definitely still not enough. Actually, I think that's fine enough. It's not going anywhere anymore. As long as this thing is not coming off on its own. Yeah. If I pull it, it slightly wiggles, but like it won't slide off on its own. I call that good enough.
Once you do that on one side, no surprise, we're going to do it on the other side. Just go ahead and trim the leg, and then for your resistor leg and the wire, make sure they are exposed, flux them, tin them, solder them together. The same thing. You're going to notice here that I'm using a much shorter wire length on one leg as opposed to the other. That's because I know this shorter wire I'm going to solder to near the front of the Xbox 360 itself, and the longer wire, we're just going to kind of figure where it goes and then trim it back as needed. Awesome, everything's looking good, everything's feeling good. Here, I choose to clean it off as well. So I just take some isopropyl alcohol, take some Q-tips, and just clean it off as easy as that. Nothing too big here. So here we go, now it is time to insulate this. What you want to do is, as you can see, it's going to look a little something like that. You should be able to tell that it's going to shrink with heat, like the name of it says, and once it is all good, you can kind of do another bit of a test again once it's cooled down, and as long as your wires aren't popping off, nothing is disconnected, you should be all good. On the bottom side of your motherboard, there's going to be these 4 points that we can go ahead and clean up. Just take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and clean these up with something such as a Q-tip. Now first off, let's see if we need to use the post point on the bottom of the motherboard. If you have a Corona version 1 or version 2, you are going to be preparing this point by fluxing and tinning it. However, if you do not have one of these, well, let's go ahead and check. On the top side of your console, you're going to want to look in the corner here where the APU is, and you're going to want to look for some data lines. If you have a lot of data lines right there, as shown here, that means you have a Corona version 1.
Where specifically? Okay, so it's like here. I think we are missing those lines. I think we are.
1 or 2, and you're going to be using that point on the bottom of the motherboard. If yours looks like this, a lot cleaner, and it doesn't have as many data lines, you're going to ignore the post point on the bottom of the motherboard, so we're not going to solder anything to that. We're going to need a postfix adapter, which I will touch up on later in the video. So you can ignore tinning the post point for this. Now back over at the bottom side of the motherboard, if you have a Corona version 1 or version 2, the point highlighted is going to be post. Just put a little bit of flux there and tin it with some solder. Again, if you have a Corona version 3, 4, 5, or 6, you want to ignore this point that I'm currently soldering to.
Okay. So since we don't have the adapter frame right now, that means that part will have to wait until the next stream. But let's see what else.
Excellent.
Is required
Once that
here.
has been tinned, you're going to want to find these other 2 points for any of the motherboards. This is for SMC post and SMC PLL. Just take a little bit of flux, some solder, and tin them. Excellent. We've now prepared everything that we need to. Well, almost everything. At this point, you're now going to want to take a deep breath, go ahead, get a sharp tool out, and we're going to get a little microscopic here because we're now going to expose and prepare the PLL point, which is the smallest and most difficult point on this installation. First of all, this is what final wiring would look like for a Corona version 1 as an example here. But I'm using this because we're going to highlight these points individually. First of all, we're going to track down the PLL point. This is where we're going to be looking for it. Now let's go ahead and blow this up and zoom in. It's going to be right here. You're going to be looking for C5R35. And
E5R35, where is that? Corona. The PLL. 5R. Okay, so that's on the other side. Oh god, there's so many data points on here. I think it should be around here somewhere. So like it's, we flip our board. So that's what it looks like on the screen there.
For it.
So it's like
now let's
around
go
this
ahead and
area.
blow this up and zoom in. It's going to be right here.
E5R35. Okay, there it is. Holy shit, that is tiny.
You're going to be looking for C5R35, and there's this via that you can see. You might not be able to see it super well because, trust me, it is small and microscopic. But what we're going to do here is we're going to come in with an X-Acto knife or something else that is going to be fine and sharp, such as the sharp side of a pair of tweezers. And we're just going to come in here and gently and carefully scrape away the mask on the motherboard. As you can see, when I'm going in and doing this here, you're now able to see the copper underneath. And it has to look like this. It has to be shiny. That is what we're looking for. Now you want to be really careful here because just underneath that 5 that you can see, there is a line, and you do not want to cut that trace there. If you cut that trace, you can brick your system. It will not turn on, unfortunately. And this guide, I mean, I'm sure it's repairable, but this guide is not going to be showing trace repair here. But either way, you're kind of just going to do something like this. And if things are looking a little bit too dirty or dusty, you can always come in with a Q-tip and isopropyl alcohol and clean it up. But as you can see, this is actually a pretty ideal point right here. We really just have the via exposed. It's getting nice and shiny. And
that
this
trace
is
is dangerously close to
this
this thing.
is great.
Holy shit.
You don't want to just keep scraping into oblivion. So what I did here was, again, I cleaned up the area just to double check my work. And as you can see, it's looking nice, round,
even with my
clean,
camera, this
clear,
still looks
shiny,
absolutely tiny.
exposed. This is what we're looking for. This is a good start, and this is what you really need to aim for. Again, I'm stressing it, this is the smallest and most difficult part of the install, and you really want to make sure your PLL point is
without
on
camera,
point.
this is
From
basically
here, you can just go
undoable.
ahead and take a little bit of flux, dab it on there. I know it looks like a ton, but this is also all under a microscope. Now, I've noticed if you have your wire on hand, it helps to already have the end of your wire tinned with some solder. But what you want to do is then come over to the PLL point, and we're going to also tin that with a little bit of solder as well. So here I just come in, my wire's already prepared. I'm coming in too early with the wire, honestly, but I just have a little bit of solder at the end of my iron, and
Yeah, I
I've
just wanna
already tinned
check what it looks like at the end. Okay, so this is the one with the electronic surgery, truly. Okay. Thanks for intense music. Yeah, I'm starting to see a little copper there. Whew. Open heart surgery of the Xbox 360. If a surgeon is not focused, the console dies. Truly. God. Can you make this brighter, please? Not too bright. Oop, hang on.
Now let's go.
I want to double check that this is also still the case for... Remind me, what's this postfix frame for?
Go ahead and blow this up and zoom in. It's is then come over to like this, where I come in and you don't want to be on that point for too long. Either way, we're able to get it, and there we go. I do a little bit of a wiggle test here to make sure everything is staying there, but as you can see, it's all good. We had the PLL point nice and clean and clear. We were able to get it properly tinned, and we now have successfully tacked the wire on here.
Q-tips.
So you just want to do something like this. With the PLL point done, congratulations. Dare I say that is the hardest part of this installation. So the rest of this should be easier. Now, if you're choosing to use a resistor, make sure, of course, this is the wire with the resistor attached to it, like you can see in the photo. And we're wire up top to the console wiring. If you have a Corona version 3, 4, 5, or 6, we're going to be moving up to the top. Right here on a version 3, 4, 5, or 6, your wiring should look a little something like this. PLL and SMC PLL will look the same, but we're going to be routing the
Okay, so the SMC PLL is the... Okay, so this part is largely the same. So right now I'm doing the right thing. If that's enough, I'm gonna need to clean this board up with my thing. Here we are. I think there needs to be a bit more. I'm so worried about that trace, dude. So scary. I think that's good enough. I think. That looks plenty exposed to me.
Of course, this is the wire with the resistor attached to it, like you can see in the photo. And we're now going to take the other end of this wire and we're going to solder it to SMC PLL. Thankfully, we've already cleaned, fluxed, and tinned at this point before, so you're just going to want to come in here and prepare the PLL point, which is the smallest and most difficult knife, R35. And there's an X-Acto knife or something else that is going to be fine and sharp, such as the sharp side of a pair of tweezers.
I would say this is basically undoable if you don't have a microscopic camera.
And carefully scrape away
or something that can zoom way in,
like as you can see, when I'm going in and doing this here, you're now able to see the copper underneath. And it has to look like this. It has to be shiny. That is what we're looking for. Now you want to be really careful here because just underneath that 5 that you can see, there is a line. And you do not want to cut that trace there. If you cut that trace, you can brick your system. It will not turn on, unfortunately. And this guide, I mean, I'm sure it's repairable, but this guide is not going to be showing trace repair here. But either way, you're kind of just going to do something like this. And if things are looking a little bit too dirty or dusty, you can always come in with a Q-tip and isopropyl alcohol and clean it up. But as you can see, this is actually a pretty ideal point right here. We really just have the via exposed, it's getting it nice and shiny, and this is really what we're looking for. Like, this is great. You don't want to just keep scraping into oblivion, so what I did here was, again, I cleaned up the area just to double check my work, and as you can see, it's looking nice, round, clean, clear, shiny, exposed. This is what we're looking for. This is a good start, and this is what you really need to aim for. Again, I'm stressing it, this is the smallest and most difficult part of the install, and you really want to make sure your PLL point is, well, on point. From here, you can just go ahead and take a little bit of flux, dab it on there. I know it looks like a ton, but this is also all under a microscope. Now, I've noticed if you have your wire on hand, it helps to already have the end of your wire tinned with some solder. But what you want to do is then come over to the PLL point, and we're going to also tin that with a little...
Let's dab this with the blue box. Where's it again? Here.
little bit of solder as well. So here I just come in, my wire's already prepared. I'm coming in too early with the wire, honestly. But I just have a little bit of solder at the end of my iron, and I've already tinned the point. Now, this is a really small point, so even if you're gracious with the solder on here, you're not going to get that much on there. But you kind of want to just do a little something like this, where I come in, and you don't want to be on that point for too long. Either way, we're able to get it, and there we go. I do a little bit of a wiggle test here to make sure everything is staying there, but as you can see, it's all good. We had the PLL point nice and clean and clear. We were able to get it properly tinned, and we now have successfully tacked the wire on here. So you just want to do something like this. With the PLL point done, congratulations. Dare I say that is the hardest part of this installation. So the rest of this should be easier. Now, if you're choosing to use a resistor, make sure, of course, this is the wire with the resistor attached
this is just
to
me,
it.
Like he forgot to show the other side of the...
And we're now going to take the other end of this wire, and we're going to solder it to SMC PLL. Thankfully, we've already cleaned, fluxed, and tinned this point before, so you're just going to want to come in here.
Okay. Hang on a second, I still gotta strip this wire a little bit.
With the other, what we're looking for. You're going to be at this point, you're now going to want to take a deep breath, post point on the bottom of the motherboard. So we're not going to solder anything to that. We're going to need a postfix adapter, which I will touch up on later in the video. So you can ignore tinning the post point for this. Now back over at the bottom side of the motherboard, if you have a Corona version 1 or version 2, the point highlighted is going to be post. Just put a little bit of flux there and tin it with some solder. Again, if you have a Corona version 3, 4, 5, or 6, you want to ignore this point that I'm currently soldering to. Excellent. Once that has been tinned, you're going to want to find these other 2 points for any of the motherboards. This is for SMC Post and SMC PLL. Just take a little bit of flux, some solder, and tin them. Excellent. We've now prepared everything that we need to. Well, almost everything. At this point, you're now going to want to take a deep breath, go ahead, get a sharp tool out, and we're going to get a little microscopic here because we're now going to expose and prepare the PLL point, which is the smallest and most difficult point on this installation. First of all, this is what final wiring would look like for a Corona version 1 as an example here. but I'm using this because we're going to highlight these points individually. First of all, we're going to track down the PLL point. This is where we're going to be looking for it. Now let's go ahead and blow this up and zoom in. It's going to be right here. You're going to be looking
playing
for
the same part of the video. I'm trimming the wire right now.
And there's this via
stripping.
that you can see. You might not be able to see it super well
trim,
because, trust me, it is small and microscopic. But what we're going to do here is we're going to come in with an X-Acto knife or something else that is going to be fine and sharp, such as the sharp side of a pair of tools.
Okay, so let's tin this wire real quick. I'll just get the board out of the way. I even tin the wire. I don't. So before we start this thing onto the board, let's figure out how long in between the PLO and the MC is, or whatever it's called.
Tweezers and on point. From here, you can just solder at the end of my iron, something like this. With the PLL point done, congratulations. Dare I say that is the hardest part of this installation, so the rest of this should be easier. Now, if you're choosing to use a resistor, make sure, of course, this is the wire with the resistor attached to it, like you can see in the photo. And we're now going to take the other end of this wire, and we're going to solder it to SMC PLL. Thankfully, we've already cleaned, fluxed, and tinned this point before, so you're just going to want to come in here with the other end of your wire that has the resistor attached to it, if you're choosing to use the resistor, and simply come in here.
Where is it again? DB3R4. Where's the DB3R4? So it should be like here. So this is ground. Be the ground point. Get to the right. DB3R4. There it is.
Of this installation, so the rest of this should be easier. Now, if you're choosing to use a resistor, make sure, of course, this is the wire with the resistor attached to it, like you can see in the photo. And we're now going to take the other end of this wire, and we're going to solder it to SMC PLL. Thankfully, we've already cleaned, fluxed, and tinned this point before, so you're just going to want to come in here with the other end of your wire that has the resistor attached to it, if you're choosing to use the resistor, and simply come in here and tack that wire to the end of DB3R4. Once that's been soldered in, congratulations, you now have half of the job completed. Excellent. Let's go ahead and take another piece of wire, and we're going to work on the SMC post point. It's going to be just above the SMC PLL point. Just come in here with a fresh wire.
I know that looks like a lot of flux, but to be fair, it is like very microscopic. It's fine. Come on. Okay, I think that might be a bit too much SAR now. Why is the SAR not sticking? Hey, don't play the game over music. Turning down the temperature a little Yeah, it's like not sticking to the board whatsoever. The solder ball is just not sticking on there.
And we're going to do the same thing that we just did a few seconds ago, the photo, and we're now going to take the other end of this wire and we're going to solder it to SMC PLL. Thankfully, we've already cleaned, fluxed, and tinned this point before, so you're just going to want to come in here with the other end of your wire that has the...
Yeah, I wish it were that easy. It's like not sticking onto the board whatsoever. And like originally it had a solder ball on there, but like now it's gone. Maybe if we scrape this point open. Okay. Oh my god. This one is supposed to be the easy part. Like, it's giving me a lot of trouble. Because solder ball is just not sticking whatsoever. They're refusing to stick back onto the board. I'm not sure what to do about this. Let me ask my friend. Stop inviting me on Matrix. I said I won't invite. Get out of here. Let's see. Solder won't stick. Board. I don't think it's because my soldering iron is not hot enough. Even though that's the top reason I keep seeing. Let's try cleaning the soldering tips to see if that helps. Okay, let's try this again. It just refuses to stick on there. I think no amount of solder on my iron is gonna help with that. Yeah, I guess if we scrape the board enough to expose the copper trace, that might help. Like, there were so many traces right around it, though. I'm gonna switch to another cloth. It's like covered in stuff already. Nam, if you're here, so originally there was a solder ball here. It kind of somehow popped off. Like I was supposed to wire this wire to over here. But now, like, the solder ball won't go back on. The solution is always more flux. I added so much flux already, though. It's still not sticking. And why isn't the flux coming off? What the heck? How did that ball pop off in the first place?
Resistor attached to it. If you're fluxed and tinned this, choosing to use a resistor, make sure of course this is the wire with the resistor attached to it, like you can see in the photo. And we're now going to take the other end of this wire and we're going to solder it to SMC PLL. Thankfully, we've already cleaned, fluxed, and tinned this point before.
Why did you skip this step? It would have been helpful to the viewers to show how you did the thing. Oh my god. Like, since I can't even get the solder to stick onto the board, I can't even wire I can't even solder this wire on there. Oh my god. Dude. This is supposed to be like the easiest part of the entire soldering process, and it's like screwing up. Like, look, it's not sticking to the board. Oh. Alright, fine. I guess I'll scrape more then. So normally there was supposed to be already a ball here. I do not understand why that ball just decided to screw off the moment I tried to solder a wire on there. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful. Unfortunately, don't have any plastic bits that'll be this small enough to do the job. I can't even tell if that's supposed to be a copper trace there. That vaguely looks like copper. This is just me, or it's not cleaning anything at all. So, yeah, I don't have Q-tips, unfortunately. Actually, can I try? Maybe there are some here. I don't know. Hang on, let me check. I have located the Q-tips. Thankfully, I had some in my medical supplies. Also, thanks for a follow. Oh, wrong screen. There he is. Okay, let's try this again. Where is it? Here? Oh yeah, that feels better. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, I know that looks like a lot. Yeah, it's still not sticking. Heck. Look. Am I doing something wrong? Yep, that ain't sticking. What about the PLL then? Let me get the PLO to stick. And try scraping the point of the wire trying to solder. Okay, hang on. Let me try getting the PLO to stick first. Rotate the board around. Okay, I see. Okay, at least you can definitely see the solder is actually sticking onto that point now. That specific PLO point. Damn wire. Here. Okay, yeah, at this definitely at the very least. Sticks. Okay, I'll come back to this in a little bit after we figure out the other side. on, man. Yeah, that point hates me now. Like even the bits that we scraped out, even that part works, but not this exposed part for whatever reason. I'm slightly nervous about this trace here. I'm not sure if I damaged it. I sure hope not. I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm not seeing any copper whatsoever. What the heck? I can vaguely see the copper. I'm gonna swap out the next part of the blade so it's a little bit sharper. Busy. That was my cat. Oh yeah, okay, this is so much sharper now. That looks sufficient enough, right? Actually, no. Now it just looks. Now it looks worse. What the heck? Okay. Try this again. Come on. Really? Like not sticking. How? Cat, please. I'm trying to focus. Shh. I do not understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, we were seeing the copper traces, but now it's like, now it's buried again. Surely it'll stick now. Damn it. It's not sticking. Oh my god. Why? Damn it. Like, it looks like gunk keeps getting on top of the hopper that I just carved out. Oh, this is driving me nuts. Doesn't help that my cat keeps screaming at me. Come on. Surely now that'll be enough. Oh, I've been streaming for 3 hours. Damn. Come on. Like, sticking to the wire, but not the board. Stick on the board. Like refusing to even touch the copper point. Stick to the board, not the iron. Oh my god. Wait. Was that... Is that on the board? No, it's not. Fuck! You can tell I'm a little frustrated. Oh my god. And try pushing and moving the iron against the wire to make it scrape the copper. None of the 10. Let me re-10 this. Clean up a little bit first. My gunk is. You can push back into the upper hole. Stop sticking to the iron, stick to the board. Oh my god. Ah. Oh my god, we're gonna be stuck here for like another at least 30 minutes to hours. Who knows? Just one point on the board that's not sticking. I don't always have bad luck of soldering. Am I just bad? I swear, like, most of these solder projects don't work out. Man. Wait, is that flux or solder? Yeah, it's just flux. Quiet, cat. I'm busy. Shh. I have a bad feeling that I might have destroyed this board already just because of this one part. I don't understand. Why is it not sticking? Like all the, even the tiny copper point we did earlier was able to stick with the solder. Well, this one just refuses. Oh, hello. Thank you for thank you for the raid. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on this thing. Thank you for the raid. Little piss baby raid. Excellent. Thank you. Oh my god, it's not gonna stick. Stinky stinker. Cat, quiet. Busy. How's it hanging? Could be better. We've been stuck here for like 30 plus minutes now. Why is it not sticking? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to on Xbox 360, and that requires very specific wiring. It's like not cooperating right now. Accidentally removed the ball from his Zara ball, and he's trying to get his balls back. So true. I don't know why the ball would just pop off like that. Oh, I'm slowly running out of Q-tips. Anyways, hope you had a good stream. This is gonna be a very boring nerd stream. We won't even be able to finish the mod today, by the way. This is just like one part of the mod that I'm doing today because I don't have the postfix adapter frame. It's 4 a.m. I go to bed. Yeah, you should. You probably should, even though it's a weekend. I guess while we're doing this, I might as well talk about what we're gonna do next time we do a hardware stream. So the postfix adapter frame is gonna take about a week to arrive, so I won't be able to do yet another RGH stream right away. So I guess the one next week we'll be doing some other stuff. Here, let me show you guys that real quick actually. This isn't exactly we can always do this later. But let me show you guys what I got. Double checked and make sure I didn't dox myself. Oh, nothing on here. Right, so like I did order some extra stuff aside from the X clamp. So let's see, what is this? Right, I think okay, this is a yeah, this is a Dreamcast 2 component cable. So I can hook it up to my OSSC. I know there's VGA, but like mainly because I want to hook this up to my PVM, not the OSSC actually. This is a N64 and everything before that. SNES and N64 should both have the same lead. Again, also goes to PVM. So this is for RGB. Right. This is the main thing we're gonna do next week. This RGB mod chip installation. This is supposedly relatively easy. We'll see. So after this is done, I can then hook up my N64 to my PVM finally. And generic memory card, because I actually need one. Oh, this thing is really cool. Right. So this is a PlayStation to PC, PlayStation memory card to PC adapter. I don't know how this works yet, but it still sounded really cool, so I ended up grabbing one. Basically, it's this. First of all, I did not expect the shell to be 3D printed. You can clearly tell this is 3D printed, which is pretty cool. So basically, you put your memory card here, and it goes out to Type-C. And then goes your computer. I don't know. I'm not sure how you can read memory card content on PC. We'll see. This is just something for later, though. Right, let me put that back in. But yeah, that's something for next week. We'll figure it out. Eventually, after that one, we want to do the Xbox Endgame mod as well. Which is supposedly easy. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Apparently, you just use a memory card and that's enough to hack the Xbox. It used to be like very complicated. Let's get back to this. Oh, God. you focus, please? Cat, quiet. I'm busy. Cat, please. I really need to neutralize my cat. Apparently that's one of the reasons why they yowl, because they're not neutered or spayed, and they get really noisy. I've been meaning to take him to the vet. Like, last time I tried to, he freaking jumped out of the cage somehow. I had to, like, wait a day for him to come back home, because I couldn't just run after him. Remove the ball already, going for 3, yeah. A pair of balls. Although, another reason why I haven't taken him to the vet yet is because whenever I'm free, the vet are usually not. Last time I called them, they were like, yeah, we're full today. Maybe Thursday? Like, Thursday, I'm busy on Thursday. I can't do Thursday. So, yeah, I haven't been able to, it's been very difficult trying to neuter this little guy. He was on my lap last stream. Like, I was on the starting soon screen, and I had to like wait. I had to sit there for like 8 minutes because he was on my lap. He refused to go anywhere. What? Shh. I know you guys can't hear him, but like he keeps yowling and then constantly meowing. Shh. Cat, please. By the way, just for the record, the Xbox 360 did work before I took this thing apart, so if something breaks, that means I did something wrong. I would not... I sure hope this thing still boots. Okay, after we've done here to the... what we've done here to the board. Oh god. Ooh. I think it's fine. I don't think I damaged the trace. I hope not. I would suck having to spend another $40 on a different Xbox. If I somehow break this one. I think it's fine. Probably. Okay, I don't get it. Shouldn't the exposed copper be enough? along with flux to get the ball to stick. If we still can't get it in 30 minutes, I think I'm gonna call it a stream. Damn it. Come on. Damn it. Cat, please. I can't focus if you keep yelling. Huh? Huh? Oh no. Damn it. That would have been too easy. Of course not. Damn it. Also, should I be concerned about the solder fume? A red line is probably not good for your health. Cat, what do you want? Oh my god. Hang on, I'm bringing the cat over here. What do you want? Ooh, careful. Our fumes aren't too bad unless occupational. Okay. my coat touch the soldering iron a little bit. Oops. I made a big hole in my coat. Great. Well, not a coat, a jacket. Great. Awesome. It's not too bad. Like the tiny hole, but like... Oops. Ah, man. It is not going well. Where did I burn the hole on? Oh, there you are. Yep, I'm gonna see if I can fix that part of the jacket later. I'm sure I can patch it up. Nope. Not sticking. My cat has been sufficiently distracted by a bottle cap. Good. Okay. Do you think there's any electricians that I can ask on Twitter or whatever that can help me with this? I'm like sufficiently. What do you want? Shh. I think that looks. Is that solder? Hang on. Nope. Yeah, of course. What do I do about this? Is there a Discord I can ask? I don't see one. Hmm. Ah, fuck. I can feel it vaguely latches on. Like the moment I try to pull it away, like it just disconnects. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna call it here. Oh my god. This is too mentally draining for me. Man, this might be the most annoying project I've ever done. Like, not only is the board really, this thing really finicky, even the opening the console took like an hour. This is insane. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ask around to see if anyone can help me with this. Naturally, I probably just have someone. No, I mean, normally I would probably just had someone do this for me. As much as I like doing this, but like I actually asked around. Yeah, I could not find anyone locally that would do RGH. So yeah, I don't know. I'll ask around, see if there's anything that can be done about this starter ball situation. Okay. Well, in that case, I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna go get lunch and whatnot. It's currently 12:34 a.m. I could really use some food to like make myself feel better about this right now. So when the adapter board arrives, we'll come back to this. Hopefully by then I'll have an answer for what to do about this. But if not, like before the adapter board comes, I think we'll do an RGH stream on Tuesday. I think. I mean not RGH. The N64 RGB mod. We'll see. After that, I think we'll do the end game exploit. And yeah, I guess that'll be it for now. Is there anyone we can raid? That's a no. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna call it here. thank you guys for stopping by. If anyone's still here, I'll see you guys later.